Hey quilters, it's Heather from Wilmington Prints. The quilt I have for you this month is our Snowballs quilt. It's a great throw-sized quilt and it's very easy to make. What you'll need for this project is one of our 10-carat mini gems, our 5-carat mini gems, and one of our essential gems, as well as extra yardage for a border, the binding, the backing, and of course some batting. As usual, you can pick up your instructions from your local quilt store when you're picking up your supplies. If your local quilt store doesn't happen to have any of them on hand, you can head to our website, www.wilmingtonprints.com/projects, and download and print them from there. All of our projects on our projects page are free to download and print. Once you've got all your supplies together, you're going to start cutting your fabrics. The 5-carat pack you're going to leave as is. The 10-carat pack, you're going to cut each of the fabrics down to 9-inch squares. From each of the strips in the gems or jewels pack, you're going to cut 2 9-inch strips, 2 5-inch strips, 4 2.5-inch squares, and 4 1 1/4-inch squares. You'll want to separate out the 4 2.5-inch squares from the rest of the cut pieces from the strips. Go ahead and draw a diagonal line on each of the square pieces along the back side of the fabric. There are 2 blocks to the quilt, the smaller frame snowball and the large snowball. For the small snowball, you're going to take your 1 1/4-inch squares and arrange them like so. Stitch along the lines that you've previously drawn, then trim the seam allowance to 1/4 inch. They will end up looking like this when they're done. 1/4-inch seam allowance. Next, you're going to take your 2 5-inch strips that you've cut previously and add them to each side of the block using a 1/4-inch seam allowance. You'll press and then add the top and bottom 9-inch strips, and then the block is finished. You will end up with a block that looks like this. For the large snowball, you're going to arrange 4 2.5-inch squares on the corner like this and then stitch along the marked line. You're going to trim the seam allowance to 1/4 inch and then press open. Your final block will look like this. Now that all of your blocks have been assembled, you're going to assemble your quilt top. You're going to alternate the 2 blocks as you can see in the quilt layout on the instructions, add the borders, and then your quilt top is done. All of our social media info is down in the description bar, so make sure to check us out and like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.